Alright, what is up guys? We're out here on the XT250 and this is technically be the first ride. I've probably only put 3 or 4 miles on it since buying it until now, so we'll see what we think of it. If you watched my unveiling video, I have lied. I said I wasn't going to touch the suspension for a couple weeks. I went ahead and took the rear shock off knowing it would need more preload, and took it off and did that, reinstalled it, and then I also used my mini lathe and made me some 1/2-inch fork spacers out of some aluminum I had laying around, so I have that as well. I haven't done fork oil or anything, just spacers. So I am being accompanied today, so we're not soloing. But either way, be testing this thing out and seeing what we think of it. Trying to remember not to go too crazy because we have a brand new front tire on. It's not scrubbed in or anything, so I'll probably do a more in-depth comparison between what I think of it and, you know, compared to the XT225. So I had that bike long enough, you know, a year. Got a really good idea of, for that bike. So after I get some more seat time on this, I'll maybe have a comparison video coming out for anyone that's in the market for a small Dualsport air cooled like this, and I can give you my thoughts and opinions on both of them. I can tell you that this bike likes to dance pretty good on the dirt road here, the front end. Just ever so slightly, but these bikes do have a very steep rake to the front end, so naturally they're going to be less stable at higher speed. And granted, we're not at super high speed, but a unsmooth surface such as a gravel road, you can kind of feel that front end is a little twitchy. Haven't noticed anything on the road, but on these dirt roads, you can just kind of tell it. It's one thing that jumps out to me right off the bat. I'm also not the biggest fan of this open flow DG exhaust. Don't mind having an aftermarket exhaust, but this is a little louder than I care for. And these bikes, not all of them, but 2013 and newer like this one, are fuel injected, but it's a closed loop system, so it's not making huge adjustments to their fuel mixture or anything like that. And it also has a pair valve, I believe is what it's called, but air induction system for the exhaust, so you're always going to get popping on deceleration and closed throttle because it's putting air into the exhaust to try to burn off any unburnt fuel or exhaust fumes. So it's doing a lot of popping, but that is because of that system. Bradley Performance makes a block off plate for that. Don't know that it's something I'll add. It's not very expensive, but if I can quiet it down with a quiet core insert, then the popping doesn't really bother me, knowing that that's what's causing it, that it's not, you know, running incredibly lean or something causing it. One observation that I can make right off the bat that I already knew was, my gosh, these foot pegs suck. I think they might be smaller than the stock ones on the 225. I doubt it, but they're pretty small. Looks fine to me. I'm good, but wasn't too bad. Had a crowd though. Man, I already hate this exhaust. Very nimble when you're standing up though, which again, not dissimilar to any other bikes in the class that this is competing with. Well, it's been a hot one today, and it is noticeably cooler in these small, I wouldn't call them valleys, but these low areas with all these creeks and streams. I don't want to say 10 degrees cooler, because in North Alabama, Southern Middle Tennessee, we don't really have like any kind of crazy elevation change to go along with it, but I dare say it's 10 degrees cooler. I do need to figure out how to adjust the idle down. Quick Google search tells you it can't be adjusted because it's fuel injected, but there is a screw that I can see that stops the throttle body from closing, I guess completely closed. Not dissimilar from how you'd adjust. You're not really adjusting the idle using that on a carbureted bike, but you could, I guess. But anyway, there's a screw that you can adjust the position of the piece that the throttle cable connects to. And I feel like she's idled just a hair high. For my liking. I have any way to check the RPM exactly, but I don't think it's drastically high. But that's one thing I think, if I give that screw just a little tweak, I would. Yeah, other than a few nuanced adjustments, I would say it's exactly what I was expecting it to be, which is great. Kind of exactly what I was hoping it would be. Just a fuel injected 225. Biggest difference being 5-speed. And nothing's wrong with carburetors, but I'd had the carburetor off of my 225 over half a dozen times and was just kind of tired of fooling with it. Other than making a few tweaks, a few more adjustments on top of what all I've already done, I think we'll be pretty good and pretty satisfied with this bike and how I intend to use it, which is basically just kind of the same way I use the 225. Some of these rides we go on that are, you know, kind of far away, and I trailer the bike instead of riding the T7 all the way there, for example. There's nothing really wrong with the distance or anything, but if I'm going far away, especially mainly if I've never ridden the area that I'm going, I just don't want to be that far away from home and find myself kind of in between a rock and a hard place. Even though on a group ride there'd be other people around, but you know, travel a long way, get there, and then halfway destroy your bike because it's a lot rougher than you anticipated it to be. Then, you know, with a smaller Dualsport, I know my skill level. You know, if anyone else can go up it, down it, over it, through it, or across it, I'm confident that I can as well. So that's pretty much how I intend to use it. It's basically the same way I was using the 225. Of course, I'll ride it on some stuff closer to home as well. But that'll probably wrap up this first ride video. Truly was a first ride. I rode it, I think, 1.5 miles when I test rode it, and I ran it up the road in front of my house to the stop sign and back. So I'd only ridden it about 3 miles. So I'll let the camera roll, and if anything happens from here on out, but I think we'll probably actually swing a U-ey and just head back the exact way we came, because that's where the majority of the dirt and gravel is. We'll just backtrack it, but ain't no sense in making you watch it twice unless something cool happens, one of us wreck or something. We'll show that. But otherwise, if you are interested in more XT250 content, then just stick around, hit that subscribe button, and we'll have more coming in the future.